Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
We're looking for about 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Check 1 2.
I think right in there.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
We good? We good? You got us, Kara?
You got us.
Little bit down. Little bit down.
Little bit.
Little bit.
Check. Check. Check.
Check.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Check. Check.
Check 1 2 1 2.
All right. Tell me when we're on.
Are we on?
Participants, please rise and join us for an opening prayer and then remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Father, before wonderful night, we acknowledge that you are here, and we acknowledge that all good things come from you, including the ability to play. May all the athletes play to the best of their ability and glorify your name. In your son's name, amen. Senior, number 2, freshman, number 3, Callie Zink. Senior, number 4, Sarah Schaefer.
Good evening, folks. This is Landon Troker alongside Nate Stein here for some Valor Christian Volleyball at DU inside Hamilton Arena against the Mullen Mustangs. Nate, what do you think the key to success tonight is?
I think the key to success tonight is the same as it is every night when you play volleyball. Passing. You got to pass first. If you don't pass, you can't do anything. You can't score points.
I definitely agree. Valor Christian comes in undefeated, ranked 3-0. They're ranked 7th. Mullen is ranked 10th. Their record comes in at 4-2. Valor Christian won the JV right before this, so that was something to watch. But I think everybody's excited. This is a home game per se for Valor Christian, as the gym is being redone at Valor.
It's under construction at this point. In that JV game, Valor Christian took it in 2 sets, 27-25. So that one went to extra points, and I believe the second game was a score of 25 to 17 or 18, somewhere in that area. So it was a very close, very hard-fought battle between those two teams, and I think that's what we're expecting on the varsity level too.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of great stuff tonight. It's going to be some good volleyball. And we'll be back at the start of the action here on the Valor Sports Network.
All right.
We're back here, folks, on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian will be wearing blue tonight, as will the Mullen Mustangs. So this is could be hard to pick up. Valor Christian has the Carolina stripe down the side, and Mullen has the white stripe. So that's probably going to be the biggest distinguishing feature.
And after some opening festivities, we are ready to go on the court, it seems like.
Valor Christian starts out with Ditzenberger, Kelso, and Brooke Haskins up on the front line. You get the serve from Baldwin, she's been contributing for a few years. You get the big hitter coming out. That's Cassidy Worth, and coming in is the libero, Savannah Cressman. And then also in the back line, you have the junior Kate Geegan.
Yep. Gibson, excuse me. And little known fact about Sam Baldwin, she does have the Valor Christian High School record for most consecutive serves.
And what's that record?
I believe it is 21.
That's a lot of serves.
Yes, it is.
As this point comes back over to the Valor Christian side, and set up in the spike from Kelso is going to be blocked by the front line of Mullen. And that goes back to their back line. They're going to get it over on 2, and Ditzenberger puts it right back over for the Valor Christian point.
It seemed as if the Mullen defender, number 6, had a little bit of trouble handling that free ball, which is very interesting. Because free balls are normally the ones that you're taught to take from a very young age and taught to take perfectly every time.
Yeah, unfortunately, we actually don't have her on our roster, but as that serve goes to the net, so that side out's going to go to Mullen. But we do not have a number 6 from Mullen on either of our rosters here. So, fortunately, we won't bring this, but we have Sarah Schaefer, a senior, serving here.
So right there, she employs the jump float serve, which is a serve that will dance a lot like a knuckleball in baseball.
And that point's won by Valor Christian. So now we'll see Kelso with the serve. This DU Arena, it's a fun experience for all these players here. You know, you got the board going, get all the fun little graphics. You know, you got a little bit of an arena feel.
And it's definitely a little bit bigger than Valor, so you get the little bit of the big town feel.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of them obviously hope to go and play in the next level, so that's just something you get to experience right here. It gives you a little extra drive. And that serve goes over, finds the back line. The libero handles it there. And Mullen to send it over, and that'll be out. That's off the hands of Mackenzie Edwards, a sophomore.
Well, it looked like she was trying to do a hard cross-court shot right there, but just put it a little bit too high. Couldn't get enough snap on there from her wrist, so it didn't fall down.
Kelso again over to libero. She has a bad set on that, and that's going to hit the floor. That libero is Kendall McKay.
And Kelso's got one of those really, really hard serves. It's on kind of a frozen rope, so you kind of get jammed a lot where you're in between passing it with your forearms and then setting it with your hands.
Good spike in there.
It's a hit.
And that's out, so serve stays with Valor Christian. Oh, and the libero can't handle it again.
And again, you see that very strong, very flat serve from Kelso, just giving the libero trouble on all fronts.
Yeah, doing a little bit of trouble for her to handle that. Valor Christian off to a great start here. She keeps going after the libero, and she really didn't get a great hit there, and they're just going to have to bump it over.
And that is a strategic move to keep on going at libero, called by the coach, Mr. Lars Nielsen, because Lars is noticing that the libero is struggling with Clara's serves and not passing very well, so he keeps on going after her.
And unfortunately, that hit off of the hands of Brooke Haskins will go out, so it'll be a side out, and the jump serve there's going to be short, and Kelso digs it. Now they're going to need to get it over, and they can't. Ditzenberger on the ground, but couldn't get it up.
Yeah, very, very smart spot for the serve right there. The short serve is very tough to handle because nobody in the front row is expecting to have to pass, and the back row has to cover a lot of ground to get there.
Serving here is number 14, number 10. That's Danny Bracken for the Mullen Mustangs. Oh, and a strong hit there from Edwards.
Wow, you can tell right off the bat they're trying to go for Edwards a lot, and she is definitely one of their stronger hitters on this Mullen team.
Previous substitution, number 9, Perry Ages.
So number 9, Perry Ergeets comes in for the Mustangs, Oh, and a good hit from Geegan off the block.
That's Kate Gibson with the swing again.
Excuse me,
and
Gibson.
She is one of the top players on this team. Very strong hitter, and can she get up.
Libero comes off, and we see Cassidy Worth come in. She's about 6'2" or 3", real tall up on the front line.
Ditzenberger to serve. And that will be a point, Valor. That call that you saw the ref make right there, that is an out-of-rotation call. On defense for serve receive, you have to be in a certain spot. Every player has a spot on the court that they need to be in, and if they're out of rotation, you lose that point.
So we'll see another serve here from Grace. And we're going to see a hit from Edwards. Baldwin handles it easily. And now they're just going to have to bump it over. It wasn't a great set from Haskins. Baldwin with this bump, the set, and now the hit from Gibson, and they're going to call a net violation on the Mullen Mustangs. So Valor Christian continues their hot start. They're up 9-4.
And one thing I'm noticing about Edwards for Mullen is she has great ball control. Even while she's in the air, she can go up like she's going to take a hard swing cross court, and then she just, like you saw there, throws a little off-speed shot down the line.
Oh, a little bit of a miss set there, but Valor Christian controls it, and Kelso gets a hard hit over. And Edwards taps it in and tries to float it, but Gibson's there.
And there's that ball control again. She can go up like she's taking a really hard swing and then just end up tipping it over.
The great dig out of number 2, McKay. There, the libero. And then, fortunately, Haskins sent it right into the net.
It seems as if the Mullen libero has gotten into a little better mental state after the first couple serves that she misplayed from Kelso.
Frywald in to serve. Kelso controls it. Oh, and a hard spike.
Very, very strong hit by Cassie Worth. She is one of the top scorers on this team. And like Kate Gibson, both those girls can get up.
And now we're going to see Carly McNeely come in. She's a big serving specialist here.
She does have a strong serve, but serving specialist isn't an actual title for the team. But I guess you could say that she is a serving specialist.
So she'll retrieve the ball and go again. Finds the middle to the libero again.
And
Edwards.
again, the libero is struggling with a lot of these harder serves. I think that's going to be a strategy throughout the game to keep on targeting her when our strong servers go back to the line.
And the meter there for Mullen gets the point. A junior outside hitter.
Edwards back to serve.
McNeely handles it, and now Gibson with a hard hit, and Edwards can't control it and punches it out.
And again, she finds that hole in the back row and just tries to shoot the gap as hard as she can. It pays off more often than not.
So one thing you see Coach Nielsen do a lot is he'll give locations for the serve.
Yes, that is something that most volleyball coaches do. The areas on the court are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So on most teams, the coach will have a clipboard or something of the sort, and he will put up either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a closed fist for representing a 6 for where he wants his server to put the ball.
So first time out here, Valor Christian up 13-6 in the first set against the Mullen Mustangs. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. And I am on air here with Christian McCaffrey of the Valor Christian football team. Big 42-0 win last night. Christian had a great game. What are some of the tougher games you're looking forward to for the rest of the year?
We're looking forward to a lot of them. I think every game we could consider a tough game. You know, we got a whole new team, and we're 1-2 right now, so I think we're just looking forward.
You know, what would you say you got to do to beat Legend coming up this week on Thursday night?
Nothing special. I think we just really got to prepare well this week. Get focused. We know we got an early game, Thursday game. So, we know we got to prepare well and, definitely get all the little mistakes fixed and just play our game.
So Valor Christian wins that point. Christian with some tough losses to start the year, but you're starting to find a groove, and the whole team really is in a, obviously trying to finish out that 4-peat. And obviously for you, you're here one more year. You get a look at the 5-peat, but the playoffs are going to be hard. 5A is pretty wide open this year, and we're playing Mullen. Would you like to get another chance at the football team in the playoffs?
Definitely, yeah. I think that'd be a fun game, good atmosphere. We know we messed up against Mullen. We did a lot of things wrong, but a lot of little things that we know we can improve on, and that's what's good about football is one game doesn't determine your whole season. So, whoever it is, we just like to play hard no matter what.
So that's a point for the Mullen Mustangs as that hit from Valor Christian goes out. You're also contributing on the basketball floor. What are you looking forward to that year? Or this upcoming season? We obviously lost Austin Sparks. He transferred up to Fairview. So you lose a little bit of height as well as with your brother off at Duke to play football. But do you still think we're going to make another, Final Four run, maybe another grade 8 trip?
I hope so, man. That'd be really, really cool, especially for the school and, everything that went down with the coach. And, we'll find out who the coach is pretty soon here, but we're just excited, to get back on the court and play some hoops.
Yeah, the tipped ball back on the back line for Valor, so that's another Mullen point, but Valor continues to lead 16-9. Christian, something that's been something that's brought up a lot is just how Valor Christian doesn't have a league for anything besides the exception of a couple of sports, and that takes away the honors for team or players can't get all league honors anymore. Is that something that you kind of aren't very happy about, or how do you feel about that?
No, not at all. We don't. The kids on our team, we don't play to get all league or all state or all Colorado or whatever. We play for each other, and in the long run, as long as we do our job, not for the awards, but for each other, we find that a successful season.
All right, Christian. Well, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to talk with us today, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Baldwin with the serve. Finds the libero again. And that's off the libero and out, so Valor Christian goes up 18-10.
That was a fun interview with Mitch McCaffrey over there. He's not only a great football player, but just a great person overall.
Yeah, an exceptional athlete, a real fun guy. Real humble guy, as you saw in that interview. And that'll be controlled by Cressman and sent back over. Oh, hard hit there.
Gibson with the back row attack. That is a very tough shot to pull off, because for a back row attack, you have to jump behind the 10-foot line, which is that first yellow line that you can see on your screen on the court.
And Gibson again controlling it. Long rally here. Kelso, hard hit. Oh, and Mullen keeps it alive, and they have to send it over on just a quick little set. And another backline hit, but that's well out off Gibson.
And that just shows the difficulty of that shot, because you never know what you're going to do. You never know how it's going to end up unless you really know how to control the ball.
Yeah, it's difficult because you got to keep it up long enough to get over the net, but you can't hit it too hard or else it's going to sail long.
Exactly.
So Valor Christian up 18-11 in the first set here at DU's Hamilton Arena. Kelso controls it there, and Gibson sets it over. That's a bad bump, over on one. That doesn't give you a chance for a point at all. And in the net, and Kelso makes a diving attempt at it, but can't get it there.
Very long rally right there, but just a blown-up play a little bit. Like I said before the games, you don't get a good pass. You can't really do much with it.
And we're seeing the serve again from Mullen. This is number 4, Schaefer. And that's going to sail out here, so Valor Christian gets the side out, and I think we'll see Kelso serve. And Kelso's serve, unfortunately, goes long.
She's really trying to dial in onto that back line, but just that time, a little bit too much muscle, too much weight room.
Shouldn't have eaten her Wheaties this morning.
Yeah, apparently not.
So we'll see a jump serve from Mullen.
That was a little bit of a mixture between a jump float and a jump top spin serve. So that was a little bit different than what you're going to see usually.
And Valor Christian is up 20-13. Another timeout here from Hamilton Arena. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. We are back here on the Valor Sports Network, 20-13 Valor Christian leagues, the J.K. Mullen Mustangs. We're going to see a serve out of Grace Ditzenberger. She's a sophomore middle hitter for Valor Christian. Oh, and a little bit of a scrum up the line, but Valor forces it over. And Edwards, strong hit off the block, and that's in.
Yeah, that first one, just a little bit of an overpass, normally fatal for whoever does the overpass, because a lot of times the hitters on the other team will just put it away on the first touch. But in that case, they got a block up, even though it was an overpass, and were able to corral it and get a point out of it.
Oh, a strong hit out of Worth.
Yep, that's one of those quick sets. That in that case, it was a 3. So that's a hit that either the middle hitter or the outside hitter can perform. In that situation, it was the middle hitter, Cassidy Worth. She puts it away right in the middle hole.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power. Real good ups, real big in the front line, and she's going to be great. She's only a sophomore, and that's out on the serve.
Yeah, jump top serve gone slightly wrong from McNeely, but hopefully Valor will be able to kind of withhold themselves and bring themselves back up.
So we see Edwards with the serve. Edwards has been in the entire first set.
Yeah, she's one of those players who can play all the way around. She can pass, she can hit. A little bit like Gibson on the Valor side.
Gibson, the other volleyball match that we broadcast against Conifer, she played the entire match. She's really a marathoner, just keeps going and going.
Speaking of Gibson, back to serve right now.
That's into the net.
Put into the net. Just put that ball a little bit out front, too far out in front of her on the serve, and didn't get high enough.
She didn't look happy about it either.
Nah, she's been playing volleyball for a long, long time, and I can speak for myself. I only been playing for 3 years, and whenever I put a ball into a net on the serve, I'm upset with myself. So I can only imagine how Kate feels after the amount of years she's spent playing.
So Kelso's hit is long there. And now Mullen making a little bit of a comeback run.
Yeah, they're really trying to push Valor and make them play to the very end. They're not giving up.
A little bit of trouble there for Carly McNeely, and so Valor Christian ends up just having to set or pass it over. And that's long out of Mullen.
Little bit of luck there from Valor. They send a free ball over with Kelso, and then Mullen could not capitalize and just put it long off the swing.
So coming in for Worth is Bradbury. That's Katie Bradbury. She's a junior. She's a defensive specialist.
Yep, and she's also got a very strong serve. It may not be the flashiest thing or the most powerful thing, but she is very, very consistent.
And that point goes Mullen's way.
Score of Valor 23, Mullen 18. Valor's just 2 points away from taking the first set. But if Mullen does come to the 24-point range, then they will have to win by 2, and it could go to extra points.
Meter finds Bradbury back there. And now a hit from Gibson into the net.
And again, that just shows the difficulty of the back row attack, because she couldn't keep it up high enough and it went to the net. But if you put it too high, it's going to end up going long and out of the court.
She struggled a little bit in the first set, but she's still a very good player even when she's not at her best. And that's going to be out. So Valor Christian has set point here. And now they're going to go to the serve of Samantha Baldwin.
Lucky how that one worked out right there. Sam is one of the best servers on this team.
One of the best in the state.
Yeah.
And this serve, she's going to target the back line, the libero, but it's ended up being hit by Edwards. And then Mullins hits it into the net, so that'll end the first set. Valor Christian wins 25-19. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. Take care.
2013.
So, folks, as we get set for the next set here, the second set, Valor Christian wins the first 25-17. Landon Troca alongside Nate Stein. Inside DU's Hamilton Arena. You know, what would you say the key for Mullen in the second set is to try to come back?
Honestly, I hate to single out players like this because it is a team sport, but I think it is very important for the libero on Mullen to kind of step up her game. She has been struggling on a lot of serve receive and on a lot of digs. She needs to kind of get focused and get back into it.
For Valor Christian, I'd go ahead and say that you know, it comes down to if we can see a lot, play out of Gibson. Obviously, they won the first set. You know, Gibson wasn't as strong as she's been, but she was still, exceptional. But if she gets to that next level that she can reach, it's going to be a tough time for Mullen.
Yep. And honestly, Valor just has to keep on doing what they've been doing, keep on playing their game. Pass, set, hit. That's all it is. It's a simple game when you think about it.
Bump, set, spike?
Pass, set, hit.
I'm more of a classic guy, Stein.
Yeah, pass, set, hit is classic, Mr. Troca.
So now you'll see Valor Christian on the right of your screen, the Mullen Mustangs on the left. Both are wearing blue, which is a bit deceiving.
Slightly.
I mean, if you're in the Hamilton Arena here, you can probably tell the difference, but I don't know if on the broadcast you can really get that.
Well, I'd hope they'd be able to. I'd like to think this is a pretty high-quality broadcast.
So we're going to see the first serve here out of Mullen. And excuse me, the first set was 25-19. The scoreboard had it wrong in between sets, but they corrected that. Oh, and a hard hit from Gibson across the court.
And again, that's just one of those really, really, really tight cuts cross court. A lot of times the off blocker, who is the blocker on the other side of the court from where the swing is taking place, will come back to the 10-foot line almost to the middle of the court to play the tip. But if you have a lot of ball control like Gibson does, you are able to cut it to where the blocker would be playing positionally if she was out of position.
So Grace Ditzenberger of Valor Christian sends that into the net. So we'll see the side out, and Mullen will serve. And right now we have Bracken, a senior.
Strong jump float right there, handled by Kelso.
And Gibson hits it over and finds a hole in the back
and
line.
That is just a fantastic spot. Great court awareness, because she knows that most of the time the setter is coming out of the right back position, and the setter will release before the hit takes place and rely on the other two defensive players to pass that ball. But if she can put it there with enough pace, it will get there.
And now we see again the great server, McNeely. Oh, and a good hit there by number 8. And she was getting a little taunt in there. That's Frywald.
Nah, that's just because it was on Kate Gibson. Those two play club together.
Well, that explains that. And she'll go back for this serve. Libero handles it. Oh, and
on a great off-speed swing from Cassidy Worth right there. And that just paints the line.
Paints the line. Similar to a pitcher painting the black in baseball. Really just playing the outside edges.
Exactly.
And a strong hit there by Edwards, and that's going to be handled in the back line, but sent way back there by Gibson.
A lot of power coming off the arm of Edwards right there. A lot of power.
Yeah, she really gets her whole body into it and sends it with some force.
Yeah, and that's just the sign of a good hitter. Like, if you can get up and still rotate and get your core and your shoulder into it, you will get a lot more power behind it.
And she's going to go for the serve, and that's going to be long. Got a little too much power into it.
A little bit. She obviously ate her Wheaties this morning.
It's been a common trend so far. The serving game, I want to say it's been particularly great for either team.
Yeah, both teams have been playing fairly well, but I know that both these teams can get a lot more talent out of themselves.
That was a great dig there by Frywald, and then out off the arm of Kelso.
One of the rare mishits by Kelso right there. She's normally very consistent and can put the ball on the court from almost anywhere.
McNeely, Kelso brings it back to the middle, and that's just going to be set over. Now Mullen with a chance for the spike. Oh, and a great dig in the back row.
That's just great reading of the arm swing on the hitter by Gibson right there, seeing where the hitter's going to go with the ball before the ball leaves the arm.
Mullen's looking for a tip there, but I don't think they're going to get it. So Valor Christian will get the side out, and we'll see Baldwin in to serve.
Number 14, Brooke Haskins.
That's Haskins that comes into the or onto the floor, and coming out is McNeely. Oh, good hit, but the block is sent out of bounds. The block was that was Kelso as well as Ditzenberger.
Yep, and the volleyball term for that, what just happened, is a tool. The hitter tooled the block in that situation and caused the ball to go out.
You know, hits it off the block, you know, seeing how it's angled, seeing where she's going to hit it from, and going to know pop right back outside that line.
Exactly.
Oh, Haskins hard hit, but the block is effective for Mullen.
Yep, that is a sign of a very strong middle blocker right there. If you can go up on your own and block the opposing team's middle, it's a great feeling.
So this has been the a tighter game here so far, and I think Mullen has actually earned its first win or just had its first lead of the entire match. As Valor Christian came out quick in the first set. So now it's 6-6, but Mullen was up 6-5 just a moment ago.
Short-lived lead.
And Edwards to hit it over.
The back row attack from Edwards. Interesting to see a block going up on a back row attack. That doesn't happen very often because there are so many variables in that attack. It all depends on where the swing ends up, and it can really go anywhere.
Yeah, so a good hit there by Gibson. Kelso finds the libero. And hit over by Schaefer.
Nice cross-court attack right there. You could tell that the libero, Savannah Cressman, was expecting her to go farther down the line, and the defense was just slightly out of position for that swing.
Yeah, but again, we see on that serve by Kelso, she's going after the libero for Mullen. She's going after Kendall McKay.
You have to believe that that's what Nielsen's telling her to do.
Gibson, another strong hit, but the block is there for the Mullen Mustangs. We'll see another serve out of Schaefer here.
Very, very nice jump float right there.
Oh, over on two.
And that is a setter, Samantha Baldwin, getting very, very crafty right there. That is something that a lot of setters like to do. They'll read the defense as the pass is coming in, find the ball. Then if they see a hole in the defense, they'll just try to put it over on two.
Yeah, she was just absurdly effective with that against Conifer. She did that, 6 or 8 times throughout the match, and it really brings the momentum back your way.
Yeah, and you could see Frywald tried the same exact move, except Valor saw it coming, probably because Sam just did it, and then they were able to handle it.
Oh, the Kelso dig can't be controlled again with a diving effort out of Haskins.
Returning to the lineup for the Mustangs, number 9, Barry Atchie.
So now the serve from Bracken. Kelso with the pass and now hit over by Gibson. Edwards controlled there by Baldwin. She's great.
Yeah, what's interesting about that play is that Baldwin is the setter in that situation, and most of the time you would rather not have your setter take the first ball because that means someone who is not the setter will have to set the ball. But in that situation, it worked out for part of the way until Mullen got the ball back and we were able to finish off the rally.
So Cressman couldn't control that strong cross-court hit there, so Mullen still to serve again. Bracken. Kelso. Oh, hit there. Oh!
And she goes right back up.
Yeah, that's Worth, excuse me. She had the first one. The block sent it right back at her, and she just sends it back over for the point. Valor Christian up 10-9, and we see McNeely come on for the serve.
Capitalizing on what would have otherwise been a successful block for Mullen.
Edwards. Oh, she tries to tap it softly but can't get it over.
And if you could see the defensive formation in that situation, they were all playing back on the line because they know how powerful Edwards' swing is. But when she went for the tip, it would have fallen right in the hole, right in short middle.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't quite get enough of it to send it over. And she's going to get another shot here and a great cross-court hit that's out.
Just wide. She was going for the cross-court hit again, which she has many times before in this game, but that time just a little bit too wide. Tried to cut it too much.
That's a high toss for McNeely, and that can't be controlled by the libero.
The spin on that ball made it very, very difficult to handle because she kind of put a diagonal spin on it. It wasn't just a normal top spin jump serve. Had a little bit of English on it.
Yeah, and again, just the serve, the high toss. She tosses it early and then kind of runs under it. That's going to go long.
After 2 successful jump serves, third time is not the charm.
So we'll see Frywald. Frywald down the line to Kelso. To the middle and then hit hard and well by Worth.
Yeah, you saw that movement on the net right there. I feel like that call could have gone either way and could have been called on a net violation on Worth, but the ref apparently didn't see it that way and point Valor.
Yeah, from
great
our
kill.
angle right here, we're right beside the net down on the floor, and it definitely looked like something was in the net.
Could have been the ball, though.
Edwards.
Never hard to tell unless you're up where the up ref is.
Cressman to Kelso. Oh, and she can't get it over. Tried to go for the little soft poke over.
Yep. Tried to go for the off-speed shot that would have hopefully dropped in the hole in the defense, but just unsuccessful.
Edwards again to send her over. Gibson. Oh, what a set, and then what a hit.
Cassidy Worth going out to the right side, running a slide there. You couldn't see it. I could. She jumped off one foot on the right side, even though she is the middle blocker.
Yeah, the set she sent it straight back over her head. That's Baldwin. Oh, and a good hit, but into the net for number 9. That's Perry.
Worth back to serve again. Interesting that Coach Nielsen is having his middle blockers serve. A lot of times the libero will sub in that situation, and they will serve for the middles.
So we're going to see our first time out of the second set here. Valor Christian up 15-12 on the Mullen Mustangs. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network. We're going to see Cassidy Worth serve for the Eagles. Oh, that slide ran by Mullen, but that's going to go long. And
Mullen looking for a touch in that situation. You could see most of the players looked at the ref and raised their hand, hoping for a call, but to no avail.
Yeah, Meter was looking for it. Another serve here from Worth. Oh, and over on 2.
And as I was saying before the commercial break, a lot of teams will have the liberos come in for the middles for the serve, as Savannah Cressman just came in for Cassidy Worth to play back row. But not the case on Valor, and it paid off for them. They got a nice little run started from the serve of Cassidy.
Oh, over on 2, and that's almost successful. And now Schaefer sends it over. And Kelso is going to hit it off the block. Controlled. And Schaefer into that red and white pole.
Into the antenna, and that is considered out of bounds when the hitter puts the ball into the antenna, so that will be the point for Valor.
Yeah, it's got a crossover between the two that are, above the lines.
That is correct.
So you can't, be slicing around them.
Landon Troca is showing off some of his volleyball knowledge right there.
I'm a veteran of an 8th grade runner-up team. It was a heartbreaking defeat. As that point goes the Mullen Mustangs' way. 17-14 Valor Christian. We're going to see Meter on to serve. She's a junior, outside hitter. Interesting run-up and then into the net, and she doesn't seem too happy with herself.
Yeah, see, every player has a different kind of different routine before their serve, and Meter's slightly more unique than what you usually see.
Kelso again with that hard serve. Oh, And
right on the line. Nobody on Mullen knew where that ball was going. That is the sign of a very strong float serve. That thing's dancing around like a knuckleball in baseball.
so timeout, Mullen Mustangs as Valor starting to pull away with a 5-point lead. You've been watching the Valor Sports Network. And we are back here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian up 19-14 in the second set. Valor has one set to the Mullen Mustangs 0.
And they're closing in on the second set, and that will give them a victory in straight sets because in high school they do play best 2 out of 3. And a great off-speed shot from Edwards right there, just unable to be handled by the Valor defense.
Yeah, Edwards came through for our team there, and now we're going to see a side out and Mullen serve. Schaefer here. She is a senior. Oh, Gibson hard and in, and everybody on Mullen was looking for it to be out.
You know that ball might have been out, but the point will go to Valor anyways because the up ref, if you can see him, is calling a net violation on Mullen. So it doesn't matter if the ball was in or out. That point will go to Valor.
Ditzenberger into serve. She finds the libero. Not a great pass there. The hit over is pretty good, and Ditzenberger gets it over on one. And then
an overpass by Ditzenberger there, and she was almost able to dig the attack off the overpass, which is a fraction of a second too slow.
So we're going to see a serve here out of Danny Bracken for the Mullen Mustangs. She goes, ooh, great serve, great location. She went to the near line, kind of in between the front and back line as Gibson dove to try to dig it.
Yeah, what my volleyball coaches have always told me is make the defense think about the pass, and that's exactly what Bracken did on that one. She put it in a location where Gibson was forced to think about whether it would be in or out, and that's why she didn't get a great pass on it.
Good hit there, and that's going to be in off the arm of Worth, and she's having a good second set.
She is. She is. I feel like we've been calling her name a lot, and she is producing for this Valor squad, which is the reason why they are up by 4 points, closing in on a victory in straight sets.
Yeah, she's doing a lot here in the second set. Right there in the middle is a middle hitter. As we see McNeely with the jump serve.
It's very strong jump serve right there. The defense struggled with handling that one, and they were forced to send a free ball over.
Worth again, and now Mackenzie Edwards, and she's going to be long. So Valor Christian expands its lead to 5.
3 points away from a straight set victory, which would be a very important, very big win for this Valor team because they are playing the number 10 team in the state of Colorado in the 4A
number
league.
7. That can definitely move them up, especially depending on who loses ahead of them. And
that will be out. That serve crossed over the net outside of the antenna. That was the call that the line judge was making there. So that will be the point to Mullen Mustangs.
Yeah, we got a good crew here today. And we'll see Freiwald serve again. Cressman controls it. Good set, good hit, and off the block and out.
Tooled there by Worth, and yet another kill for her. She is playing very well in the second set. Definitely stepped up her game after the first one.
So we're going to see a serve out of Gibson. Gibson goes over, finds a libero, overpasses it. The set wasn't great, and that's going to be 4 hits to get it over for Valor Christian.
Not very often will you see an overpass win a point.
Yeah.
That is just something that, as a coach, I'm sure Nielsen is fuming about that play.
Yeah, if anything, when you send an overpass, you just want to hopefully be able to dig something coming back at you and keep the rally going. But that won the point on the Valor side, and Kelso across the court, and the libero can't get there. McKay.
Great spot there. She read the defense while she was making her jump and saw that there was a little bit of room going cross court, so she went for it, and it worked out. Match point for Valor Christian High School right now.
And that's over. Schaefer hits it, and it's controlled on the back line there. And now Kelso across the court, but it'll be out. So side out Mullen, they live to play another point.
Trying to go for that cross-court swing again that got her the point last time, but could not convert it at this point. And once again, this will be match point for Valor Christian High School.
Well, libero serving for Mullen McKay. Gibson.
Great pass right there.
Oh, and it's put home by Titzenberger.
That is a picture-perfect play to end the match. There is nothing better than seeing a pass that tight on the net.
We're going to see a little conference here between the officials as Baldwin comes to see what's going on. Baldwin, a real captain, is a senior, and I think they're going to give the point.
Valor Christian High School wins the match with that play. And as I was saying before the conference between the refs, that is a picture-perfect play to win the match on. Great pass by Gibson, about a foot off the net. That's exactly where the setter wants it.
So
great
Mullen
set to the middle, a quick set. That was a 1 in that case, and Worth was able to put it away. My mistake. They play 3 out of 5. That is not match point.
Actually, I think it's something the teams agree on, because sometimes they'll play 2 out of 3 and sometimes they'll play 3 out of 5. And we look at the Mullen schedule here. They've they play 3 against Chatfield, but they only play 2 against Durango. It's something interesting about the sport. And, speaking of Durango, they have a real good squad going down south. That's where Valor Christian went after they won their district to regional, and they kind of get through there. But Valor loses Kaylee Pierce. That's probably the biggest loss.
Yeah, she was an all-state outside hitter last year and is now playing at, I believe, Colorado Christian University.
Yeah, she's one of the players this program sent on. Your sister, Lindsay, at Wheaton.
Yep.
She's great. Spent some time in Africa with her.
Yeah, she's playing volleyball at Wheaton. Actually had a couple matches today. Won them both 3 in straight sets, 3-0, 3-0. And her and one of her friends, one of the outside hitters, Andrea DeMoss, had fantastic games, and they were able to lead their teams to victory.
Yeah, we also, I think, Chelsea Polson is she's playing somewhere at the next level.
Yeah, a lot of these players have gone on, and that says a lot about the coaching. Lars Nielsen has been here for a while. He also coaches the men, so I can speak from experience that he is a fantastic coach.
Yeah, I think he's been here since the start. He's one of the coaches that has been with the, kind of guided these programs up. We see that with head baseball coach Keith Wall, also the VSN sort of liaison. He's here, working hard. You see that with Coach Wieselmeyer in football. A lot of things, coaches should just built programs up. So when we get back on the third set, Valor Christian up 2-0, watching the Valor Sports Network. back here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian up 2-0. I'm Landon Troca alongside Nate Stein. Valor Christian inside DU's Hamilton Arena for a home game per se against the Mullen Mustangs.
In case you did not know this is considered a home game for Valor Christian High School because over the summer break from school, the Valor Christian High School gym was flooded by a burst pipe.
Yeah, real unfortunate for Valor Christian. They have to, replace the whole thing, so kind of put the volleyball program in a tough spot. They have teams practicing all over Highlands Ranch, the rec centers, using the
auxiliary gym, making
auxiliary
good
gym.
use of that. I know that a lot of the days the varsity team will be in there while the lower level teams, JV and C level, will be around rec centers in nearby area.
So and that ball comes over to our broadcast booth. Almost got a hand on it.
Yeah, almost.
But Mullen wins the point, so I think that's the first, that's the Valor Christian won the first point of the other two sets, so Mullen off to a different start.
Better start already.
Yeah, and
say.
we're going to see
That's Frywald back to serve.
Frywald, she kind of takes the same role for Mullen that we see Samantha Baldwin take for Valor Christian.
Yeah, very strong setter and server, and just can be relied on pretty much anywhere on the court.
Oh, and Ditzenberger's blocked. Oh.
Great positioning on that play by Savannah Cressman. That is exactly what you want out of your libero. You want them to be covering the hits so that if they get blocked like Ditzenberger was in that situation, you're down and ready to pass it up and get the rally going again.
So Frywald off to a good start.
And the Mullen blockers have really stepped up their game.
And just passed
I
over.
believe that the free ball Cressman just sent over is the first ball that has gotten over the net for Valor Christian.
And net violation on Valor Christian. So we're going to see Mullen off to a run to start this. Frywald is long.
And you can see the student sections for both teams growing in the back of the gym behind us. So hopefully that'll make for some interesting action in this situation.
Get the atmosphere up a little bit. And Mullen hits it over. Controlled here, and we'll see a hit by Gibson into the block.
Wow. These Mullen players on the front line have really stepped up their game for this third set. I'm not sure what the coach said to them in the huddle, but whatever it was got them fired up.
Edwards sends it way long. So I think we'll see Ditzenberger on the serve for Valor Christian. So Cassidy Worth comes in as well for Valor Christian, up in her middle blocker position. And she will.
Oh, and a block by Valor Christian, but Mullen is able to corral it to no avail because there's a net violation on number 10, Bracken.
Yeah, we saw a good block there by Cassidy Worth.
That's one of the things that she really brings to the table in the front row. She can get her arms above the net and really push over.
And I think we're going to see Megan Moritz for the first time tonight for Valor Christian coming on for Ditzenberger. And then we'll also see the libero come on immediately for Moritz.
Yep. In that situation, you have to sub player for player, but when the libero comes on, you do not need to wait to tell the refs that you're subbing in.
Yeah,
that has to happen in between points.
And that goes into the net. That's kind of the real purpose for libero, is that free substitution.
Yep. And just some tough serving errors right now. Neither team is serving very well and is able to get the ball into the court.
So we're going to see defensive specialist as well as excellent server Carly McNeely, and that's off the net and out.
Ooh, a lot of times you can get those topspin serves to catch a piece of the net and roll over and just drop down, but in that case it dropped down and a little bit outside. So out of bounds and back to serve is Mullen.
Meter on the serve for the Mustangs.
Great pass by Kelso.
And good hit off the block.
That block that Mullen's putting up is just very strong. They've gotten a touch on almost every single swing by
Christian
Valor.
got a touch there too. And Gibson pokes it over and finds a hole. And Mullen still has a chance to send it over, but they couldn't get it over as a
could not get it over in 3 touches, so if another player had touched the ball, that would have been a 4-touch violation, and it would have been Valor point anyways.
And Gibson here. And the
Great
libero
serve.
can't handle it.
You can see Nielsen continually targeting that libero and making her make a play, making her prove that she can pass the ball.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go right after her again. And, yep, that's
what she does.
And that's going to be out, unfortunately.
See, Gibson was forced to try to put that closer onto the line because you could see number 12, Edwards, shading over to kind of take the libero out of the play a little bit. But Gibson just could not catch a piece of the line. Point Mullen.
And so that's a short serve in the dive by, that's a real good serve because that set all of that up. That, you had to bring up McNeely, who had a dive to, and then on the dig, it overpassed it, and then a hard hit directly back by Mullen.
And even so, that's a great play by McNeely, even getting a touch on that ball. It just did not work out how they hoped to.
Gives her team a chance, but at the same time, it sets Mullen up great. But Kelso off the block and out. Oh, a one-handed dig there from Schaefer, but that's going to be unplayable for Mullen.
Yeah, great recognition by the libero Savannah Cressman on that play, seeing that they were going to go for the short serve again after it worked, and they were able to capitalize on that recognition.
So Worth again serving, goes after the libero. She handles it, and now this hit's going to go over from Edwards. And we'll see another hit back over by Kelso off the block. Edwards controls it, set, and Edwards will hit it, and that's off the block of Valor Christian.
And again, just splits the block right there, but is still able to get a touch and put the ball down.
So Moritz is actually in now for Valor Christian. First time we've seen her except for that little sub in out.
Yep, but I believe Nielsen is giving Ditzenberger a little bit of time to collect her thoughts on the bench and kind of get back into the game in a way.
Great dig by Edwards. And good set here, and Moritz is going to find herself in the net.
She was just a little bit early on that set. I think Baldwin was going for more of a 2 set, which is a little bit higher than a 1, which is what Moritz was going for.
And there we see Gibson control the serve, and we're going to see a hit from Kelso, and she drives it to the back line, but Mullen controls it.
Back row attack right here, and just a nice little roll shot.
Over on 2.
That's the craftiness of Baldwin right there. It just shows how much knowledge she has about the game. A very high volleyball IQ, knowing where the defense is going to be in that situation.
Kind of acts like a point guard in basketball per se, or a quarterback in football, really controls it.
That is a very good analogy because she really is the quarterback on the court right now, and that's how the setter should be.
And she'll send it to the back line of Mullen. And they try to go over and on 2 and into the net, and Frywald trying to match what Baldwin just did, but she couldn't.
Yeah, it seems as if those two players are really just going back and forth, and Frywald is trying to say anything you can do, I can do better.
Controlled by the libero McKay. Schaefer sends it over for Mullen.
Off-speed shot taken by Baldwin, the setter.
Oh, good hit from
Gibson
behind the
right
10.
back with another off-speed shot. These teams are very similar and matching each other shot for shot, play for play.
Good set by Gibson to Kelso, and she's going to go down the line, but unfortunately it's out.
Just wide. They're really going for that far side line, but to no avail so far. Hopefully they can bring that one in.
So we're going to see Frywald with the serve here. Mullen is up 11-9 on Valor Christian in the third set. Valor Christian leads 2-0 inside UU's Hamilton Arena, and that's passed over, but long from Kelso.
Great communication by the Mullen players on the back line. Both were going for it. Only one of them saw that it was going out, so she yelled out, and both players laid off and ended up with the point.
Going to see a hit here from Haskins, but it's blocked.
Slide by Haskins, blocked right back over.
Oh, and some poor communications from Haskins and Baldwin, and they send it over.
Yeah, communication is essential when
you're
playing
and again
volleyball.
On 2, but this time it'll be dug by Mullen, and they're just going to have to lazily hit it over. But Edwards taps it on top of the net, and it falls.
You can tell by her body language right there that is not exactly what she was trying to do, but she'll take it.
And Valor takes its first timeout, down 13-9 in the third set here. But they are up 2-0 on the Mullen Mustangs. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. folks. We are back here on the Valor Sports Network. It is a Mullen serve here coming up. That's going to come from Freiwald. Valor Christian finds itself down in the third set. That's over. Controlled by Cressman, the libero. Oh, and a bad set from Baldwin.
Yeah, just some miscommunication between Moritz and Kelso right there. Neither knew who was going for the ball, and neither of them ended up going for it.
So Freiwald will again take the serve. She goes to Kelso with the set. And now we're going to see a hit back by Kelso off the...
A great tool right there, able to negate the strong block that has been up by Mullen all game.
And we see this go over to Mullen. Now Edwards is going to bump it. Now hit over by the libero. Oh, and she kind of
Great
spotted
dig by
that.
Kelso right there.
Now
That was in the right. The libero put that ball into the spot it needed to be put in, but Kelso just too quick.
Oh, good hit there by Edwards, and Mullen's finding its stride in this third set.
And that is a very strong swing by Edwards, something that we've seen all night, but she can just find that spot on the court where there's no defense or even just half a defensive player, and
she's going to serve here, 15-10 Mullen. Kelso, Baldwin, Gibson, and she goes for the cross-court hit
overpass.
now.
Oh, and Gibson puts it right down on the overpass down the line.
And that's, and now.
But a net violation on the play by Gibson. Apparently she touched the net on the swing, and unfortunately that will be a point for Mullen instead of a point for Valor, which we expected.
So Ditzenberger comes in for Moritz. So they're going to have to adjust the scoreboard here, but it should be 16-10, I believe, Mullen.
Oh, and that one came flying over to the booth on the swing.
And, that came flying right at us in the booth, but I deflected it with my reaction.
Cat-like reflexes from my partner Landon Troco over here.
Oh, and a good hit, and it can't be controlled by Baldwin. So, Stein, why would you say that you don't have Baldwin be the libero when she's such a defensive player in the setter?
Because she has such great hands. We haven't really seen many other people set the ball in this game for Valor, but whenever they do have somebody else set it, like when Baldwin has to take the first ball, it just isn't in the same spot. It's not at the same tempo. There's a lot of different variables, and setting is definitely the hardest position on the floor.
Speaking of the set, she sends it over to Worth, but Worth gets into the net.
That situation right there, she knows the hitters, and she knows exactly where they like the ball. I've played setter for one game in my volleyball career, and it gave me so much more respect for the setters. It's such a difficult position to play.
Yeah, so 17-12 Mullen. They're on something of a run here as they win that point.
Kelso unable to corral that one. It's a hard ball down the far line. Mullen takes a 6-point lead. Let's see if Valor can make a run and get themselves back into this before Mullen hits 25.
Bracken serves again. Hard hit, but Kelso controls it on the pass. And Gibson with a good hit, but it's controlled by Edwards. Oh, miscommunication on Valor Christian's side, and that point will go the way of the Mustangs. And Valor will take a timeout. So during this timeout, let's talk about a little bit about the coaches. We see Lars Nielsen for Valor Christian.
Speaking of whom, he did not look happy calling that timeout. A lot of miscommunications, errors going on right now on the court, and that is not something you want to see as a coaching staff.
Yeah, but he's been the coach here at Valor Christian since the start of the program, and you having played for him in our club male volleyball program, what do you have, like, what kind of style of a coach is he?
He really just likes to show you how things are done. He's not much of a talker. He's more of an actor. It really goes along with the phrase, actions speak louder than words, and he knows how to do everything because he himself played throughout high school and throughout college. He attended a small college in Wisconsin and was an outside hitter there for 4 years.
Mullen, they actually know a lot about college, and they're learning from their head coach, who was a 4-year varsity or letterman at CU for volleyball, and she was Miss Michigan volleyball her senior year there. So she knows what she's talking about. And looking over at her from here, she's definitely tall. She's definitely a frontline player.
Definitely a volleyball player. You can tell by the way they're built.
Yeah. And a set, or a pass, excuse me, not a set. Oh, and that works out for Valor Christian.
Great off-speed shot by Haskins right there. Caught the defense off guard when they were expecting a strong swing, because that's normally what you get off a slide. It's kind of like a changeup when you're expecting a fastball from a flamethrower in baseball.
Yeah, now we're going to see McNeely come on to serve. That's one of those things you have to do in baseball. If you just keep pumping fastballs, they're going to get onto it. But if you mix it up, it's a mental game with the opponent. So 19-13 Mullen over Valor, and we're seeing
conference between Nielsen and the down ref there. Not quite sure what they were talking about. Maybe talking about calls.
Good serve.
Oh, but it is saved and sent back over by Mullen.
And Kelso with the backline attack, and it's in.
She really found the zone that she needed to go to at that point.
The student sections they've really picked up, and now they're starting to go back and forth a little bit, creating a good environment here.
McNeely back to serve again. She has served very well in these games. Again, Nielsen telling his servers to target the libero.
Oh, they find a hole in the defense, and Mullen's finding its way to winning this set.
Great off-speed shot right there from Edwards.
And it all comes from how you start. Valor Christian came out hot the first set. They win that set. Mullen comes out hot this set. They're, on pace to win this. Good serve there, controlled though. And now Gibson with a good long hit though. Got a little bit of an off-speed hit on it, but it's just
interesting
little too much.
Shot there. It looked like she got a little bit jammed. Maybe the set wasn't exactly where she expected it to be. But she was able to get a touch on it, just not into the court.
And that'll be into the net, and that's the second time she's done that tonight. That's number 14 for the Mullen Mustangs, Carly Meter. She's got an interesting run-up, as we were talking about before, and now we'll see Kate Gibson with the serve. And she, again, goes after the libero.
Yeah, Coach Nielsen is definitely targeting the libero in this situation.
And that's overpassed. And Mullen with a hit, and
Cassidy Worth on the solo block puts that straight down. That is a huge momentum swing right there. I wouldn't be surprised if Valor went on a run based on that point.
And we'll see again another serve from Gibson back there. Schaefer sets it, and it's just going to be hit over. Now a good set in the slide to Worth, and she hits it across and Meter.
Another great swing from Worth, forcing a free ball sent over by the setter, Friedman.
And a set there and a hit.
And another swing by Worth. She is on fire right now.
Yeah, she's doing a lot, and Valor's closing this gap, 21-17 here in the third set.
Let's see if Gibson can keep the service going.
Yeah, she's on a bit of a run back there. Good serve, but long. She got a good hit on it, but couldn't quite get to drop enough.
Side out, Mullen.
Again, that's just how the float serve is. Sometimes it dips down, sometimes it goes back up. It's almost uncontrollable, kind of like a knuckleball.
So Schaefer here.
Short serve handled by Cressman fairly easily.
Kelso with a hard hit, and she tools that block.
And they're right back in it. Down 4 points, 22-18. Back to serve, I believe, is Savannah Cressman.
Yeah, the libero.
A lot of times earlier in this match, you would have seen Coach Nielsen leave in the middle, Cassidy Worth to serve, but at this point in a crucial situation, I think he felt more comfortable with his libero. And
some discussion going on here is the Mullen captain. And the referee is offering an explanation. And that point ends up going Mullen's way. I'm not entirely sure what happened. We were, it's close to the official with the explanation, but he's talking away from us, and we have our headsets on. So I can't give you an adequate explanation. All I can tell you is the point went Mullen's way.
But it wasn't a reversal of the call, because on the scoreboard it still says Valor has 18 points.
And I think they're talking about that now, and I think Valor might lose a point. But for now, it's left up, so Mullen with the serve. That's from McKay.
Interesting situation right now. Let's see if Valor can get the ball back.
Backline attack there, and now they're probably going to have to offer up a free ball.
I'm no ref, but that set on Mullen's side looked like it could have been called a double, but it does not matter because Valor gets the kill off Kelso anyway.
No, net violation on Kelso, so now Mullen has that point.
Up ref and the down ref are discussing, so the up ref does have the power to overturn that call.
And he will, and that
he
goes
will
Valor
overturn it.
Christian's
That will
way.
be a kill by Kelso and Valor Christian's point.
That's kind of one of those things that, I mean, after commentating on some volleyball, they just kind of, both teams just look up and wait to see what happens. And
Yeah,
it's
there's really
some,
not much you can do about it. A lot of times you will see the captains run up to the ref stand to kind of get a closer eye on what's going on, kind of hear what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of just like an awkward pause while they're trying to sort it out. Regardless, Valor Christian point. Now we're going to see the serve over from Baldwin.
And again, she's back serving in a crucial situation, which is good for Valor.
Oh, long hit and out. And
the Mullen team's celebrating.
Yeah, they were celebrating. All of them turned towards each other and didn't see that the call was out.
I believe that they thought there was a touch. And the line judge over there in the far corner
clearly see him say mouth no touch.
No touch. So Frywald from
way to
Mullen
stick with
is
his call
very
there.
unhappy with this.
Yeah, she's doing her job as a captain, getting in the referee's ear, maybe trying to get a call later on. And she's explaining what she saw.
But unfortunately, she's not the ref.
And
this line judge calls.
She's not happy.
No, she is not. Let's see how that affects her throughout the rest of this game.
23-19. These last 4 points have all been disputed. And Baldwin will again serve it.
Very close match right here.
And finds the hole, and the
by
libero
Baldwin.
can't
That
get
thing
there.
just ducked down and hit right in front of the libero. Could not react.
So timeout Mullen, and I'll tell you this, Nate Sign. If we see Mullen win this set, we're in for a great next couple sets of volleyball.
But Valor does have some momentum coming into this timeout. Let's see if they can continue it going out.
Hey, we'll be back in about 45 seconds here on the Valor Sports Network. We're back here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian down 23-21 to the J.K. Mullen Mustangs here in the third set. Valor Christian leads 2-0. Valor has the serve. And
it looks as if there has been some kind of miscommunication and there will be a referee's timeout.
All right.
So we will be back in under a minute. This is the Valor Sports Network.
Sports Network. And we are back again after that little, referee's timeout, and Baldwin sends this one over to the libero. Oh, and that's controlled at the line, and now we're going to see the slide from Haskins and the head
that's
up.
a point. And this is a one-point game. This is going to be a very, very interesting third set because if Valor can come through and make the comeback, it will be the match.
Yeah, but if you see Mullen win this, that's a lot of wind out of Valor's sails. And going forward, if Mullen does win this, we're in for some great volleyball. But we're in the midst of a real competitive match right here. Oh, what a hit!
Great swing by Edwards. She is their go-to player in crunch time, and you can see from that swing why.
We have set point.
Frywald, the captain and the setter, back to serve.
And she goes to Gibson. Good set. Kelso with the hit, and it's off the block, but Cressman is there. And now Haskins sends it over into the...
Oh, and she tools the block, and it will be go down on Mullen's side, and that will be point Valor Christian.
Down off the block, straight into the net. Mullen can't do anything. 24-23, Mullen. Valor Christian still...
Critical serve right here from Kelso.
Finds itself in set point. Oh, she does a good job of getting it over, giving her team a chance. And that's
into the net.
We will have extra points.
This game will have to go to at least 26 points. And that is a lot of wind out of the sails of Mullen and a lot of momentum for Valor Christian right now. They are getting ready to cap off this comeback.
So now we're going to see Kelso again And she sends this over to the libero. Not a great set, but Edwards has a chance here off the pass.
Nice soft block there to get the ball just up enough.
And a net violation on Valor Christian, so they'll again find themselves at set point 25-24 Mullen Mustangs.
Back to serve will be Edwards for Mullen.
Yeah, she's a great player. And she sends that over. Cressman, pass. Another pass by Baldwin. Hit by Gibson.
Gibson with the swing, and that is point for Valor. This game will now go to at least 27 points.
Right to the libero there. And, that's Valor's been going after her all night, and we'll see Ditzenberger into serve as the libero Cressman comes off.
Interesting call by Nielsen. Let's see what he does with this.
Ditzenberger serves over to the close corner. And that's hit back at her. Valor with a chance to get a good hit in by Gibson. Oh, and that's right at the libero, and she'll dig that. And now sent over and out by Edwards.
Match point for Valor Christian coming up, 26-25. And it looks as if that call to bring in Ditzenberger instead of the libero to serve is paying off for Coach Nielsen.
Yep, Ditzenberger has a chance to do something great. She goes at the libero. Hit. That's a pass to a hit by Edwards, and that's kind of a free ball over. And now Kelso with a strong hit off the
And that is a match for Valor. Back row attack by Kelso to finish it. Wow, what an exciting third set.
So Valor Christian goes on to sweep straight sets against the Mullen Mustangs inside DU's Hamilton
And I'm
Arena.
not sure if you folks at home can hear this, but up in the student section for Mullen, they are chanting, "Let's play football," referring to the victory that they had by 1 point over the Valor Christian football team earlier this season.
That's going to be interesting to see if we get them again in the playoffs. But, it's been a great broadcast from all of us here at Valor Sports Network. I'm Landon Troco.
I'm Nate Stein.
Wishing you